Hi guys, welcome back to the Romanian Resurgence. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have our summer transfer window as well as our opening 2 games of the season. Given the nature of our transfer window, I would have just shown 1 game, but our second game of the season is against our fiercest rivals, Steaua Bucharest. So we've got a lot to get through today. Let's get in there straight with the transfers. We've only seen a couple of players leave. One of them was already a pre-made deal, which was Gianluca Mancuso leaving for Bella Vista on a free transfer. The other one was Razvan Floria. He has left on loan for the season. Hopefully he'll get some decent game time at Dunere Kalarashi and come back a better player for it. In relation to our signings, we have had 10 new players come through the door. Christy Dimitri was a pre-contract agreement. He's come in. I'm quite happy with the signing. 2.5 star of quality with that extra potential. All-round attributes seem quite reasonable. Ibrahima Beret, again, a winger that was here last season. Perfectly reasonable. Can play right or left-hand side. Again, very decent with his attributes all round. Hopefully, again, he will come good. Aliun Dosso has come in, a 19-year-old Ivorian youngster, 3.5 star of current ability with that extra potential. Very, very good player. And again, really looking forward to getting him going in the side. David Ajuro has come in as one of the best players at the club, a 4-star quality left back with extra potential as well. 18-year-old Ghanaian, under 20 international, excellent valuation. Really happy to have brought him in as well. Determination is a little bit lacking, but the rest of his attributes are very, very good. Really strong signing for us at left back. We then get into another 6 free transfers that we made. Bruno Henrique came in on a free transfer, an 18-year-old Brazilian central midfield player, can play in holding midfield as well. Again, base attributes looking pretty strong, decent valuation to him, and more importantly, he came in for a decent wage fee as well, which is always good to see. Martial Dorat has come in, another Ivorian central midfielder. Really happy to have brought him in as well. 3.5 star of current ability with that extra potential. All round attributes looking very, very strong. He can also play out wide as well. So again, a good bit of extra cover across the centre of the pitch and in those wide areas. So really happy to have brought in a player with such good versatility. Very determined character as well. Hopefully he will do very well for us. Marcel Zimba is the next player, a 6'2" centre forward, really strong lad, good work rate and determination, decent finisher as well. Again, we needed that extra option up there. We can't rely on our 15-year-old Boca to do all the hard work for us. Chipuliu's out for 3 months. We were desperate to get another striker in, and I'm really happy to have done so with him. Olamalkan Odorinde, a 19-year-old Nigerian under 20 international right back. Again, he's currently out on international duty at the as things stand. He doesn't look like anything special, but he's got excellent physical attributes. He will be bombing up and down that right hand side. Decent crossing ability, good positional determination and tackling ability as well. Other defensive attributes are lacking a bit, so it is more likely that he will be more of an attacking wing back. But he's the only right back option we've got at the moment. We can't afford to get anyone else in as things stand. So it's the one position I think that we really need to strengthen again. We've tried to get a couple of loan deals in, and we are still on the lookout in the market. Habib Kamara, again, another solid free transfer, a 6'2" centre back, Gambian under 20 international, 18 years of age. Again, solid enough signing. Keeps an eye on his man at all times. Really good ability with his marking. Other attributes do need some work, but the more he plays, the better he'll get. At the age of 18, he has got plenty of growth in him, especially with the standard of our facilities. And lastly, the other left back that we managed to bring in was Miljan Kovacevic, a Bosnian under 21 international, 18 years of age. Excellent valuation on him. We had to pay a little bit more for him in terms of his wages, but all round attributes for the left back, in terms of the key attributes for him, are very, very good. And he and Ajuro will be fighting it out for sure in that left back spot. And hopefully, we will be well stocked and covered in that area. We've also got Chicheri, of course, who can cover there. You can register a 25-man squad this season. Our squad currently has 25 players in it, but we have got some players that don't need to be registered because of the youth rules and such. Hussein Shihate, I'm debating sending him out on loan, but of course, because of the registration rules that you need per match, it might be a player that we have to keep in the squad for the time being. Chicheri, we've transfer listed. He wants to explore options at the end of his contract. It's a shame to see him go. He's still one of the best players at the club, supposedly, but he is a player that we're going to try and cash in on and make some money. Whether it'll happen before the end of the window or not, I'm not sure, but we'll see how we go. David Matai also signed a new contract. However, he insisted on a release clause. Um, so unfortunately, his release clause is set at £1 million now. Yes, it's a lot of money for the club, but at the same time, we could get a lot more for him. He is a lot better than that. So going into these opening matches, I'm not entirely sure how we're going to set ourselves up at the moment. We're predicted to finish 14th place in the league. Again, I'm not too sure how the league works in terms of the way it splits or anything like that. But we are favourites to stay up ahead of Schellenbach and Concordia, which is ideal because I think it's just the bottom two teams that go down. So we just need to make sure that we grind out a few results on the other side of it and see how we do. Farrell Castanta are the first team that we're going to play at this level. Let's see how we do. We have got a youngster in the youth academy as well, Ionut Illy, who is the only other option we've really got at right back, but he isn't good enough to play there, really, the 16-year-old. So I'm not entirely sure who's going to go out there at things stand. Matai Marin at the minute has been selected to go out there. I'm quite happy with him playing out there. We'll see how he gets on. Deshevsky is in goal. Ajuro gets his debut at left back with Chicheri, Simpson, and Marin. Sierra, Matai, and Dorat making his debut in midfield with Dosso on the left, Dragici on the right, and Zimba making his debut up front. Certainly options for other debutants today. Kovacevic is in there. Bruno Enrique is in there as well. Unfortunately, Odorinde and Kamara are out on international duty. Migueles and Shipurliu are injured. So we're missing a couple of players because of those internationals, but the core of the squad is looking quite strong. Obviously, Odorinde will be the key man at right back. I am hoping I can get a free loan deal in just to fill that void a little bit. But again, we'll just have to see how we get on. And fingers crossed, we can get a good result today to kick off our season. In terms of other players in the Romanian league, I'm not really very clued up on it. I'm not too sure how we're going to match up in terms of the way that we play. But hopefully we can do quite well. I think the fact that our players are still rated reasonably highly, around the 2.5 to 3-star current ability, if we can pick up a few results, we might have a decent season and finish in and around that mid-table area. That would be the best case scenario for us, I think, this season. Kiki here to Badescu, just exchanging passes on the left-hand side here for Constanta. And now Julio Cesar Murillo into Uluisiun. Larry just knocking the ball about quite comfortably at the moment. The only downside we've got with this squad really is, aside of at centre-back, we're quite inexperienced across the majority of the pitch. So it's going to be something that the youngsters will have to get used to very quickly and pick up on a lot of things as the season goes on. Baluta is in, and Baluta has scored. Just over 10 minutes gone, and we find ourselves behind here on our Liga 1 debuts, and it's not looking too promising, is it? We didn't get near them at all, didn't put them under any pressure. It's a very simple goal, to be quite honest. It's a neat finish. Deshevsky should have done better. And I'm still on the lookout maybe for a better goalkeeper. Mulder didn't cover himself in glory after we signed him either. So I'm lacking a little bit of confidence in that area of the pitch at the moment. But right back is the key area that we need to strengthen. And unfortunately, with the lack of financial backing that we have at the club at the moment, it is going to be a difficult one. I am trying to sell Chicheri, as you are aware, try and get a little bit of money into the bank, but even that won't clear a lot of the debts. So we've got a lot of work to do this season. And I just hope the lads will find their rhythm. I mean, it's been a very disappointing first half. We've not looked like we're going to score. and Farrell Constanta will be quite happy with their first half performance. They've not created a lot themselves, which I think is good from our point of view, but at the same time, they do have that goal advantage now. Gregorian winning possession off a Juro, Cherry doing well to cover there and picks it up into Sierra. He has got support ahead of him, couldn't really play the killer pass there. Simpson now into David Matai. Back to Ajuro. I mean, he could have carried on his run there, really, Matai. Sierra into Chicheri. Into Sierra. It's a good little spell of play this at the start of the second half. Marin swings it into the penalty area. Dasso is there with the header. But unfortunately, it's straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, Buzbucci. And we miss out on that opportunity. But it's a much better start to the second half. We have created an opportunity at least, but I think we are going to be lacking a bit of quality this season, and it is going to show at times. We've offered some encouragement to the lads. It's not really initiated any kind of response. We're just going to pause there for a minute because we've got players that are absolutely shattered right now. Beret and Dimitriou are going to come on out wide for their full debuts. Bruno Henrique can come on for David Matai, and Kovacevic can come on for his debut at left back. I'm tempted to bring on George Bocker as well because Zimba has been shocking. There's a lot of nerves out there, to be honest. It's a very young team, and in our first season at this level, it is going to be very, very tough. I'm not sure whether we'll survive the job this season if we don't really pick things up, but the financial constraints are dictating. Dimitri here to Zimba. And now Dorat. Plays it forward to Beret, who gets in the penalty area, fires it in, and it's taken... I mean, I think the keeper may have got a touch on it, but it came back off the post, and it's a debut goal for Zimba, our Zambian striker, with his first goal for the club. And we have our equaliser. The changes certainly taking effect there. Beret fires it in. The keeper just about got a touch on it to knock it onto the post, but it fell nicely for the big man up front. And we have our equaliser. We'll be fighting for every single point this season. This is a very good start if we can hold on to it. It's ended up being quite an even game, and I'm relatively pleased with the performance, to be fair. Kovacevic with the throw into Bruno Henrique, back to Kovacevic, and now Sierra into Dorat, gets the strike away, and it's just over the crossbar. And in the end, when you look at the match stats, we could have had a little bit more today. But for an opening day with a lot of new players, I am very, very pleased. A 1-1 draw, our big man up front getting a goal on his debut. That is a massive result for him. A few players were looking a little bit nervous out there, but that is a very good point for us. And obviously, all eyes are on Shalimbar and Concordia Shiajna. They are the teams that came up with us. We need to keep an eye on them. So 3 teams get relegated, incidentally. So we've got to work very, very hard this season. Our fiercest rivals lost 5-2 on the opening day. Can we do something similar? It would be phenomenal if we could. I doubt it, but you never know. They only want to pay around 30,000. Chicheri's worth a lot more money than that. But yeah, it's going to be difficult to sell anybody, I think. We'll have to see how we do. 5 days to go until our game against the bitter rivals. Let's see how we get on. Okay then, guys, here we go for Derby Day. Steaua Bucharesti away against FC Steaua Bucharest, FCSB. Can we find a way to get a result today? They are by far the better team, despite the opening day results. Incidentally, the team that we drew against Farrell Constanta, they're putting in a bid for a phenomenal winger who has actually played in England before. We tried to go in for him. He would not even discuss terms. So it just shows how far behind the spectrum we are. We've got a lot of work to do this season. There is going to be a couple of changes. Nothing too major. Matai Marin will stay at right back. However, Sierra is going to drop in at centre back today. Bruno Henrique goes into the midfield with Matai and Dorat. Dosso, Dragici and Zimba remain the front 3, as do the rest of the team. So a couple of little changes, little tweaks there. Sierra coming in at centre back's a bit of an interesting one. He's not actually the best player to have there, if I'm being truthful. I think, to be honest, we'll try and keep the same starting lineup that we had in the opening game because we did play quite well in the end. I thought Sierra was a little bit better at centre back, but it's not worth the risk in a game of this magnitude. We're already having to play a right back out of position as it is. Play a centre back out of position at right back, should I say? We are trying to get in a young wing back on loan. It is proving a little bit difficult. They want him to play as a complete wing back, whereas we just play with the standard wing backs. So it's going to be a difficult one, but yeah, we'll just see how we do with it, and hopefully he'll come in because it would give us a really good option as a backup player. He's quite happy to be just a squad player as well. We don't have to play him every week, so hopefully he will be a player to come in as well. Adjuro with a delivery to that far post, and Zimba is there with the header. It was actually toward Dragici, but the height and power of Zimba proves very important there. 1.5 minutes gone. We lead against our rivals. What a start to the game. A first-time cross-in from Adjuro following the throw interchange with David Matai, and Zimba with a huge header there to give us a great opportunity at the start of this game. In terms of player quality, I have had a quick look. FCSB are by far the better team, to be quite honest. With our youngsters, they will improve as time goes on, but it could be a little bit much too soon to ask of them to do well today. But Coleman with a ball across, Matai does well with the header. Dosso heading it forward, couldn't quite get it toward Zimba, and Gonzana into Shut, and now Harrod into Al Hassan. Back to Harrod again. They're certainly controlling possession now. Olaru is in behind, and he batters Deshevsky there and scores, but I think he may have been offside. There's actually VAR at this level, I've noticed as well. Immediately VAR. I thought he was offside, but apparently not. And within 3 minutes, it's one apiece. And he timed his run to perfection, incidentally. Deshevsky couldn't really do a lot more, but it just shows the quality of the opposition with a goal like that as well. And unfortunately, we don't hold on to our lead for very long. And we certainly need to be doing better there. And we'll see how things push on. Here's Soot. And Zimba, you absolute muppet. A red card for our striker. And yeah. I'm a little bit stuck for an idea now. We can't full well take a player out of the midfield. We can't take a player out of the defence. Neither of our wide players can play up front or in the attacking midfield role either. But we can't just go the rest of the match without a striker. 16 minutes gone. Oh, what to do? Oh dear. Unfortunately, we haven't got a lot of versatility with our wide men today. Can he play in there? Not particularly. Can he play in there? Not particularly. He play up front? No, he's even worse at that as well. Oh dear. Potentially, we're going to have to make a double substitution to balance things out. I mean, Dossa and Dragici are playing as inside forwards. I think for the moment, I'll just leave it. We'll maintain the shape and just see what we can do with it. We'll offer a little bit of encouragement to the lads. I mean, if we can come out with anything from today's game, it would be a miracle now. Deshevsky into Chicheri. Obviously, without that focal point up front, it's going to be extremely difficult as Matai gives it away. Sierra does well to intercept that one and plays it back to Simpson. And again, lazy pass, and the winger's not even getting involved now. And Arganares into Koman, into Al Hassan, and there is the goal. And this could be a massacre now in this game because of Zimba's stupidity. And he started the game so well with that goal as well. 2 goals in 2 games from him, which is a really good start, to be quite honest, for the young striker. There was nothing we could do there. We just couldn't get near them. And we gave away the ball very cheaply 3 times there as well, which is not ideal. I mean, I would demand more, but again, it's so harsh to do so when we're down to 10 men. Here is Sierra into Dorat. Good strike from Dorat, and Marshall Dorat has made it 2-2. It's a lovely strike from him. And I suppose without that focal point up front, we are seeing a little bit more space ahead of us, I suppose. Ajuro laying it across to Sierra. Did well with his pass, and Dorat on the turn with the first time strike with a very good finish, to be honest. The goalkeeper should have done a bit better, in my opinion, but there, we'll certainly take it. And we're back level again here in this derby. I mean, like I say, being down to 10 men isn't ideal. Can we hold on to this a little bit longer than we did last time? Here's Popescu straight away down this right-hand side, swings it in for Al Hassan, and he's hit the crossbar. Ajuro into Matai, now Dosso. Obviously, there's not really an outlet now for our young wingers, but he's done well there to get the ball past halfway and win as a throw-in. If we can get through till half-time, that's the first milestone of the game at this stage. Ajuro poor again from him, but he manages to win it back, luckily. Exchanging with Chicherian again. Without that focal point, we are struggling to really break our way forward. Deshevsky, what are you doing? Arganaraz into Alaru, and there is the third goal. Deshevsky with a shocking error, and I think he was onside as well. Oh, the goal's been disallowed. We've gotten away with one there. Deshevsky needs to be better than that. He's had a very poor game, incidentally. Deshevsky, 6.2 rating for him. I mean, we've had 2 attempts at goal, scored them both. We're holding on by the skin of our teeth. We've just got to keep working hard until full time. There's not a lot more we can do. If we can somehow get a point from this, it would be remarkable. Radunovic with the ball in, an easy header from Engazana, and the centre-back gives FCSB the advantage once again. It's 3-2, and I think, to be honest, the game's probably going to be done after this goal now. I mean, Deshevsky got a touch on it, but again, very poor from him. He is the better of the 2 goalkeepers, incidentally. Mulder didn't cover himself in glory when he played. It's the one position I want to strengthen, but we would have to sell before we can bring a new keeper in anyway. Marin does well to win that one, but again, we're just not getting anywhere near them. They've got so much time on the ball. And Gazana into Harrod. And again, why didn't we put a challenge in there? And Gazana again into Shoot. And now Harrod. They're just dominating the play now. It's only, to be fair, I mean, they've scored right at the start of the second half, and it's only the 50th minute, and we've got the next highlight here. In terms of the shape, we're holding ourselves reasonably well, but without that outlet, we really are going to struggle. Olaru into Coleman, into the penalty, and Marin's primed. For God's sake. A red card and now a penalty. To be doing this in a derby is ridiculous. I know we've got a lot of young players. Matai Marin's got no excuse there. Deshevsky's rating a 6 right now. Radunovic scores his penalty straight down the middle. I mean, we knew it was going to be tough at the best of times, but the fact that we had a man sent off basically just confirmed it. And I'm really hoping that it's not just going to end up in us getting absolutely smashed right now. They've had 4 shots on target and scored them all. I'm going to bring Mulder on in goal, I think. And Dosso is going to come off as well. And we'll bring on Bruno Henrique in there. And Boca can come on for Dragici and just be the lone forward. And we'll put Matai on an attacking mentality. and hope for the best. We'll just try and pack out that midfield. But Deshevsky concedes 4 shots and concedes 4 goals. Coleman here with the ball into the penalty area. It's good header clear. At least we've got someone to aim at up front, but obviously there's no width to the team now either. So we've had to get rid of one area of weakness for another now. And now Coleman straight down this left-hand side. Al Hassan into shoot, and now Arganyarats. They're just knocking the ball about in the penalty area as well. It's getting embarrassing, this. Pantia into Alaru, Popescu. I mean, we're going to berate the team in a minute. I know we're down to 10 men, but we're not even getting close to them. They're dominating the play. They're knocking the ball about for fun. Coleman, Al Hassan, free in the area. Coleman into Alaru. Arganyarats scores. I mean, it was a very well-worked move, but why are we not putting challenges in? We're going to berate the team. And the goals given as well. I mean, it was a very well-worked passing move from them, but we just... That was very, very hard to watch. Oh, dearie me. We'll berate the team. There's no reaction from them. They know. I mean, it's down to Zimba's sending off. There's no doubt about it. But at the same time, would we have ended up like this anyway? But it's chance after chance now. And we're conceding goal after goal as well. There's just no way we can get ourselves out of this now. And there's another. It's 6-2 now. It's not even like we've gone defensive either. But we're just falling apart. And this is what I was very much afraid of today. And we brought Mulder on. He's faced 2 shots and conceded 2 goals. And this is what I was saying about the goalkeeping options at the club. We've 6 shots on target they've had, and they've scored the ball. In a game against your rivals, you can't do this. I mean, the red card, yeah, as I've mentioned, it's pretty much guaranteed the result anyway. But from defensive perspective and in goal, we can't be doing this at all. Otherwise, it's going to be a very it's going to be a very short season because we'll get sacked. Here's David Matai with the strike, and it's a good save from the goalkeeper, but I mean, it won't make any difference now. We're right at the end of the game. Majuro with the delivery, Marin's header over the bar. I'm not going to reset the squad in terms of a formation change or anything like that because there's just no point. We need to be playing positive football because if we don't, we are going to get... Well, we're not going to score anything, I don't think, this season. A number of poor performances. Deshevsky is done for me. He's done it too many times, to be honest. Yes, the sending off was key, but we were shocking. Andrei Shevchenko was their manager as well. We're not going to appeal the ban on Zimba because from what I'm reading there, the sending off was thoroughly deserved. A 6-2 thrashing from our rivals is not how we wanted to start the season. And in terms of everything else, it's going to be a very difficult campaign anyway. We'll come back a little bit later. We've got Dynamo Bucharest. We'll come back for that game and the we'll see. Well, to be fair, we'll see how it pans out. Dynamo Bucharest definitely, but if we get a third league team in the Romanian Cup, we'll skip past that and then come back for that next league game. Hopefully, improvements will come. I'm encouraged that we scored twice against them, to be fair, one of which we were down to 10 men for. Marcel Zimba, good start to the season, but that red card was hideous. So hopefully we'll see a bit of improvement. but it could be a very long season. So until then, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It's all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.